Today is August 20th, not just any normal August 20th, but it's also a special day for the guy right in front of you talking. This guy right here is a Disney fan. Yep, I have been a Disney fan for a long time, but because this channel is about video games, I don't really talk about video games about Disney, just until like recent months. I feel like today is a right day to talk about movies. It's a video game channel, I don't really talk about movies. So today I will let it slide and talk about my favorite Disney movie. I'll be ranking all the Disney movies that I watched from the past. Coming from 1998, you know what, 98, 99, 2000, doesn't really matter. By the time I access the Renaissance era, the best era of Disney, if you ask any of the fans, already ended. Not because I want to be popular, but I just want to share my interest because I'm a big Disney fan for close to 2 decades now. And the company is not good anymore these days, but hey, the company has its magics in the past and I want to show my love to this fantastic company that gave us a lot of memories. So yeah, before we start, here's a couple of rules. Rule number 1, I'll be only going from 1989 all the way to 2019. Okay, I watched all of the movie up to this point while making this video, but I'm from 98, 99, 2000, doesn't really matter. I didn't exist obviously since the 1930s, 40s, 50s, so the time when Disney was at its heyday, just a lot of classic film. And if me right here, I'm so young, I turned 27 today. I don't feel like it's fair for me to talk about those movies. From a young guy standpoint, it's just not fair. The movies back then have their own culture, have their trend, and I never get to see the trend, live during that time, so it's not for me to talk about those movies. But I might as well just throw in some bonus just to see if I can have what it takes, and then I'll just jump to 1989. So I'll be ranking all these movies based on my liking, and just how much I like it, what lesson you can learn, and how the characters act. I'll be pointing out the obvious flaws and try to justify my reason why I like them or don't like that. And number 3, these are my opinion. Let's start with 1937, Snow White, the first movie made by the famous company. I quite like it. 1937, their first movie, a lot of proving ground, so a lot of potential still to be made, and I quite enjoy it. And I'm gonna say right now, it's my opinion, I feel like this is like a public service announcement, the movie, the way the movie set up, Snow White is pretty much defenseless. She ran away from the god let her go because he was ordered by the queen to get rid of her. The god told her to run away, and then she ran into the forest, and she was pretty much defenseless until the animal came to comfort her. Pretty cute to see herself and the animal work together to clean the house, which was adorable. How we wish you got animals to actually help you clean the house as well. The animation is good, and the scenery is pretty charming though, whether at the town, all the way to the forest, or into the small house. Everything looks pretty good for 1937 standard. The queen is evil. So evil that you just don't want to root for her, you want her plan to fail. She's doing everything to be the best and asks her huntsman to just get rid of Snow, like I said, and then ends up getting rid of the huntsman when he failed, judging by the skeleton in the prison cell. Yeah, the queen is ruthless and she won't stop until she reaches her goal. Like I said, this is feels like a public service announcer in the movie. If you're in danger, run away. And when people tell you to run, run. And if you're in an unfamiliar territory, don't be scared. Maybe the place, the strange area won't be as terrifying as you imagine. And of course, don't take anything from the stranger. Especially an poisonous apple. Yeah, don't eat that. The 7 dwarfs are entertaining, but some are pretty forgettable because I can only think of 3, like Dopey, Grumpy, and Happy are my 3 favorite dwarves, and the rest are just pretty much forgettable, and I really never think fondly of them. So yeah, and of course it's pretty boring halfway plot with the dwarves. They're just pushing each other to check on the house, whether there's ghosts, forcing each other to wash themselves, and then the singing section during the night is just kinda dragged the story for too long. And yeah, like I said, don't talk to stranger, wash your hands, clean your house, be a responsible be a responsible adult. Yeah, this movie feels like a PSA. I heard like people saying that the Snow White died in the end and the prince was actually the Green Reaper. But in the beginning, when they first met, the birds can see him. So I don't subscribe to the plan that Snow White is actually dead. And of course, you can. People also say like the dwarf didn't follow them when the prince take her away. I mean, the dwarves are pretty much stranger anyway. They are not related. Why would they just follow the Snow White wherever she go? And for a first movie, it's pretty good. Nothing really special, by the way. We jump to 1950 with Cinderella. Pretty realistic theme where Cinderella has a sad past, her mother died, and then her father just died after marrying with a new woman, which was Cinderella's stepmother, and of course forced to be a maid. She was being mistreated by the stepmother, and you want to root for Cinderella. Every time the stepmother and her daughter are just going against her, you want to root for Cinder to try to rebel against her. Damn. And of course, the mouse characters are all charming and not really annoying at all. Jake, the one, and Goose, the newcomer, they are adorable and also work together with other mouse to help Cinderella. And the cat chase scene, well, really funny. And of course, the one where they all help to make this dress for Cinderella was so charming. Yeah, not annoying. I really liked every character except for Lucifer. Being a cat lover, I feel so sad that I have to actually hate Lucifer. I like the scene when the fairy gave Cinderella the magical dress and told her to kiss before 12 a.m. And the dancing scene, when Cinderella was the only one to inspect the castle, but everyone else just tried to appeal to Prince Charming. And yeah, that's the reason she stood out the most. And entertaining from start to finish with no boring moment and a satisfying ending where they all live happily ever after. Which brings us to 1959, Sleeping Beauty, which apparently had been in development hell since 1950s. So yeah, I feel like in my opinion this feels like a Snow White 2.0. Aurora, Snow White, they both were cursed to sleep, and they don't really do much anything anyway. The king and the queen had a baby, and the entire kingdom celebrate. And yeah, the scenery is amazing, and it shows how much the people love the ruler. The background and surrounding weather, the castle or forest look pretty detailed, and I guess that's why people love it. Maleficent cursed Aurora, she's a good villain, and yeah, cursed Aurora to die on her 16th birthday. Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather are charming. They all have different personality and were entertaining to watch, and their bickering were never boring to watch and not cringy anyway. They actually took their effort to protect Aurora in a cottage for 16 years without being spotted. But then somehow failed at creating a party. Like they wanted to throw a surprise, but failed at making a cake and failed at making a dress. Climax battle is intense. Something that Snow White don't have. Like this is like I said, it's like a Snow White 2.0, like extension to it. Like there's the prince actually fought back. Snow White 2.0, both were cursed to sleep, Aurora, Snow White, and then both prince have to kiss them to make them wake up. And the villain want to ruin the princess for the sake of it. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna just skip all the way to 1990s now. Because I don't know how to rank all this movie. Anyway, next up is 1977 because I want to talk about the Rescuer 2 movies. Starting with the Rescuer 1977. I really like this movie though. The Rescue Aid Society is kind of cool. Looks like a special organization made for mouse, like discuss with whether or not what they can do to save humans from any dangers. Their anthem are pretty adorable as well, cheesy but adorable. Bernard was not well received by everyone there because everyone looked down on him, and he tried his best when he was on mission with Miss Bianca. And the character development progress as the movie goes on, and they're pretty fun as they ought to try to find clues and try to get them further into the movie, try to find bits and pieces to rescue Penny from the kidnapper. It has cheesiness, but it's still fun. Penny being captured, but only so she can retrieve the diamond in the deep cave. That was pretty dark, you know. But hey, Penny being captured by the alligators makes sense though, because they were good at it, and not because of other factors. So yeah, Medusa is straight up evil and willing to get rid of anyone for the diamond. I like that. And the climax is really fun to watch everyone teamwork to fight Medusa. And despite only like final 10 minutes, you know, when they confront Medusa, everything leading up to the point were pretty good, sufficient to wrap up with a good conclusion. And I really like it. The Rescue is a really good movie. Rescue went down under 1990. First of all, I love the setting of taking place in Australia. I think it's a great location. Like all the time, you know, in Disney movie history, it's around the European territory and America, but not always you have a movie taking place in Oceania. And yeah, great place to just put a location setting in Australia outback area. And the animation overhaul is pretty good. And we see Cody doing all these rescuing animal things, which were dangerous. Like you expect a little kid like to just, you know, climb mountain, flying with the eagles. That was dangerous. And the movie's good, but I feel like they just try to stuff in too many subplots. Like you know, we got Wilbur, which was annoying compared to Orville. In the original, Orville was like just a short character that only make few moment appearance and didn't overstay his welcome. I don't know why they feel like they need to like do a long scene with Wilbur being treated by the doctor. You know, the medical scene, you know, the operation scene just feels like it took forever. Bernard and Bianca weren't really the main focus. Yeah, sure, they were trying to marry, but then it really mean nothing. And then, you know, they're trying to build up a love tension between Jake, the new mouse, you know, the ranger of Australia, you know, and then Bianca and Bernard were stuck in the middle there with a confrontation that, and in the end, it really didn't matter anyway. Bianca still loved Bernard and Jake is there doing pretty much nothing. You know, Jake seems to be the strongest one to lead the characters, but eventually he got captured anyway, so. And then Cody, you know, being locked up by the poacher, what was his name again? McLeach. He was a good villain, but unfortunately though, Cody being locked up, and it's as if like the movie just wants him to be locked up and being captured again because of the green reptilia thing. You know, like Frank, I think his name. He was constantly making a lot of noise. The poacher was able to hear it come in and just catch every time, you know, Cody tried to escape. Like, you know, Cody is pretty smart to escape, and it's as if they just put in like a plot device of Frank to make sure that Cody can never escape. So yeah, I don't know. Cody was clever to like get the keys to escape, and then Frank had to ruin it. I don't know, it feels like Frank was just put there to ruin the plan. I don't know, he just was noisy, never shut his mouth. Like as if he need to be the reason Cody failed to escape and nothing else. Like a weak excuse to keep Cody around. Poacher McLeach is a good villain. Not the same thing with Joanna, his pet lizard. He's annoying. Like, am I supposed to care for her? Like, he was annoying as well. Like the scene where she was eating those eggs and being a nuisance, the poacher, that scene made me really, really cringe. It's like, he was the reason the poacher lost the eggs and had to find a new one, which brings him to the eagle egg that, you know, the eagle that was rescued by Cody. And then of course, like some scene would just happen because of the character decision. Joanna eat the egg, which brings us to the eagle. And then when Joanna was lowered down to the cliffside and was full with the eggs being stoned, he just knocked them away, and I thought she would rebel against Poacher, but it didn't happen. So what was the point? Yeah, very cunning from McLeach, the Poacher, to lie to Cody about the eagle being dead just to lead him to the eggs. Pretty good scheme to lead him to it. And then, you know, Bernard saving the day felt forced as there's only like 10 minutes left in the movie. They're just rushing through it. He was like, yeah, proving that everything prior were unneeded. It's like I would be glad, like, you know, we had like Bernard, Bianca, Jake doing the adventure together. You know, considering like Jake's told them that the world, the Australia, pretty dangerous, a lot of obstacles. But then we calibrate to like the ego bird thing. You know, his medic operation room gag, and then Cody being caught multiple times. Feels like that he stopped so much thing, being too ambitious, and yeah, didn't work at all. Anyway, 1989, The Little Mermaid, a classic movie, and the reason Ariel is my favorite princess of all time. Ariel is gorgeous. Jodie Benson's voice is so amazing. I could hear her sing all day long and never get bored of it. Like I could just use her voice for a lullaby. And yeah, I like her voice, I like her personality, I like her hair. She's just being so curious with everything. She's just so adorable. Great animation for the first of the Renaissance era movie. Great soundtrack. All the songs are pretty good, whether sung by Sebastian or sung by Ursula or sung by Ariel herself. Ursula is a great villain. And yeah, the plot is not rushed. Everything happens at a pace, and the movie never felt boring to watch. The underwater environment is so vibrant, and I like how Ariel tried to adapt to the real world and managed to do so when she grew a pair of legs. You know, people say that she just wanted to be human because of the Prince Eric, but she already had a desire long before she came across Eric. So yeah, she really wanted to explore the world of human, and she won't stop to do so. She collect a lot of artifacts, but then of course, King Triton wouldn't approve it. Yeah, this is a good lesson. You know, let your descendants try new things and live their new life. You can't control them for the rest of their life, am I right? Yeah, sure, the world can be dangerous, but come on. She knew what she was doing, and she was willing to take the risk. You know, she wanted to explore the world. Exploring the world can be good, you know, some bad people out there, you know, despite some of the flaws, but it ain't stopping her. Love conquers all, and love can be deceiving, but true love can win over all of it. I just love this movie. You know, just a lot of great lesson, a lot of great songs, and just really good plot, and a really great conclusion as well. I just love this movie. Not another Disney princess movie. Don't quite like it because I find the movie to be boring. Anyway, first of all, the opening is fantastic. The monologue trying to showcase what happened to the prince, and then of course he got turned into a beast. And I love the soundtrack. I love the way the score, the music being played as the scene being shown. It gave me goosebumps. I mean, Beast paid the price for being a prick. He deserved it, along with his servants. Yeah, but also Beast, you know, when he turned into it, he really regrets it and tried to be a good guy. And I quite like it. Despite being intimidating, you know, deep down he's a nice guy, and he just being misunderstood. Beast's voice actor is pretty great as well. He's my favorite part. And like, it feels like a metaphor of how your appearance doesn't mean everything. It's all about the heart. Great set of song, especially the dinner scene. The song makes me pretty hungry. Beast forced to be gentle with a girl. I wonder if it's a metaphor of how to pursue a girl. You have to be at your best to try to woo the lady, you know. You know, Disney new idea to create a new love interest instead of the usual Dan Prince, you know. I like the concept. I like the fantasy of creating sentient objects instead of human being. Miss Potts and Chip are so adorable. But what I don't like is the story. When you rewatch it, it's kind of boring, you know. Not much happening apart from the characters, side character talking. You know, Belle just trying to see what's happening with Beast. It's pretty boring when the middle part of it. Gaston, pretty boring villain. She just tried to catch Bella, but fail. He wasn't important anyway, until he heard like there's a beast and he leads the team to try to get rid of the beast. Not much to say. I like the movie, but it's pretty boring when I rewatch it. Aladdin, 1992, magnum opus. The Middle East setting is so good. Oftentimes up to this point we got like the European American area, Australia. Yeah, the Middle East setting is pretty good. And then of course Abu almost sound like Donald Duck, although it's not the case. But Abu is pretty adorable. Aladdin and Abu are iconic characters. I like Aladdin. He's a pretty interesting character and I really like him. You know? They are thieves but also good thieves. Jasmine longing for the outside world. Aladdin longing for the real rich world. They feel trapped. And if it really feels relatable and you want to support those two. Awesome animation that still age well. It really feels like Disney brought their top game for this movie. And especially the Cave of Wonder, you know. The street rat social issue between poor and rich, that is kind of rude. You know, just to show the difference between rich and the poor. Jafar is a good villain. He's so evil like Ursula and the Queen. He's really good villain with all the schemes. And a lot of banger of a soundtrack. The only thing I don't like is just Genie. I feel like he's too hyperactive and just constantly just moving too fast. Like I don't know if Genie's supposed to have some kind of mental disorder, but I feel like it's just talk way too fast and he just get carried out of it. Like I have to pause to listen to what he say. No offense to Robin Williams though, late Robin Williams, he did a fantastic job at they wrote the Genie characters to be just feel too hyperactive. Yeah, this movie goes up to the top tier. Really rightfully deserve it. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same with Lion King 1994. You know, a lot of people say it's the greatest thing to ever exist, but I do agree to some extent, but I don't fully agree it at all. I mean, the opening, you know, with the sun rising, you know, with the crickets, you know, the animals just chirping in the background with the Walt Disney logo showing. That was great, you know, and then the Circle Life, iconic opening. I do love that. The songs are fantastic. Long Live the King, the love song between Nala and Simba, and of course Hakuna Matata. Oh, I love the songs. I like Simba and Mufasa banter, you know, but Mufasa telling Simba the dark area, you don't want to go there. I really like it. Emotional moments when Simba have to watch Mufasa drop to his death. That was an impactful moment. Great animation. It gave me goosebumps all the time as well, especially the stampede and the music. But other than that, that's about it. You know, when Simba ran away because he thought he was the reason Mufasa died, the story kind of fell apart. Scar is a pretty weak villain. Like, weak and useless villain. Like, he wanna talk over Pride Rock, but he cannot control the place at all. Like, there's one scene where he was just chilling in the cave. The other animals come in and say, we are running out of food. The hyenas are ruining food chain. There's nothing to chase, nothing to eat anymore. And Scar just doesn't care anymore. Like, he wants to be a leader, but he's bad at a leader, and he was a really weak villain. Timon and Pumbaa are annoying. You know, when they first met, they told Simba to run away from his problem, which is a bad lesson. So I want to know why they say that. Like, did they have bad past? But the story never addressed it. Nothing happened after Simba ran away. He sang, hang out with Timon and Pumbaa, and doing nothing for the most part. Simba grew up, doing a montage, and lived like a happy lion, even when Nala finds him. Like, seemingly no pain or struggle. Like, you know, Mufasa died, he ran away, and then now just la 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 la, I'm just dancing, having fun with Timon and Pumbaa, until Nala appear. Like, you know, you should just make like Simba just remember his frustration from time to time, putting him like in a situation where some moments reminded him of situation from the past, but nope, nothing at all. He's just living a happy life, and then just go on and on and on. And then of course Rafiki told him, talk some sense into him, And yeah, he's back. And even when he meets Scar again, the confrontation just felt underwhelming. I don't know, maybe because of the great opening when maybe a stampede or scene over thing. I was expecting similar situation here, but yeah, but hey, at least Scar dropped to his doom, which is good. But other than that, the second half was just eh. So yeah, I'm sorry, but Lion King sits right here. Let me just say right now, even if I put aside of the controversial real life story, because the real life story and the movie here deviated from each other, even if I just put it aside, the movie is still pretty lackluster. And really great animation, some songs are pretty good, Colors of the Wind, Just Around the River Bend is a pretty good song. Other than that, Savages are good songs, but other than that, they are pretty forgettable. I like the lesson of following the right path, you arrive at a crossroad, follow the right path, and you will be rewarded. I like Pocahontas' sidekick, the bird and the raccoon, Miko. They both are adorable. Great visual, but that's about it. Real life story, how tragic the real life story is, it's kinda messed up. We put it aside, it's pretty boring movie. Commander Cocoon, Kevin Ogden still. Despite the villain, he didn't really do anything apart from that one song when he was chopping down a tree. He was a background character for the most part and did pretty much nothing until the end. So wasted potential for the villain, which is non-existent. Pocahontas, despite not meeting John Smith, already dropped her guard and get closer to each other already in one single afternoon. Like, wow. Being the native, being so alert of the surrounding, Pocahontas just fell for it with a new stranger she never met before, which was weird. Too many songs for no reason, as if just trying to keep the attention of the viewers from drifting away. 3 songs that I mentioned, aforementioned, are good, but other than that, the rest are boring. Characters, the villain just do their own thing, and the native were doing their own thing, Poca doing her own thing. And even Pocahontas, that wasn't even her own name that they used. Her real name is Mataoka. So yeah, pretty boring movie. Hunchback of Notre Dame. This movie is so dark, and I love it. Up to this point, most of the Disney movie were charming, except some few instances like Black Cauldron, not for Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh boy, this movie is dark. Judge Frollo is so dark, like he is just so ruthless and would do anything to maintain his position. And wow, he is pretty insane. And yeah, oh my goodness me, the opening scene with the orchestra music gave me goosebumps already. The orchestra music are the best part of this movie. Taking away the baby from the mother, Quasimodo being stuck in the castle tower for the rest of his life. It's a good lesson though of not being stuck at the old place, your protector is controlling you, trying to plant a seed within you, telling that he's always right and you should never leave ever, and that you should feel bad for leaving. It's like a inner demon controlling you, in this case Frollo himself. You are ugly, but so what, you want to go out. Quasimodo went out and being humiliated, but everyone will pick on you because the world is cruel. But buckle up, deal with it. The cold will never bother you anyway. Oh wait, I shouldn't say that. No one will help you though because you're a stranger in the city. Really great set of songs between Esmeralda, which was attractive. Quasimodo songs is pretty good. And of course Frollo himself, Hellfire is a certified classic. Phoebus is weak side character, he really didn't do too much anything. Yeah, Quasimodo, Frollo, Esmeralda carry the movie, and I really like it. It's a pretty dark movie, I love it. It's a lot of great lessons to not being stuck at your own turf. You want to go out and experience the world. Oh, I love this movie so much. And also like how Quasimodo was talking to the stones, showing that, a subtle showing that you might have mental problem if you just stay where you are and try to make something which was messed up. So Hunchback of Notre Dame is a good movie. Hercules. I'm mixed with this movie though. Hercules, I should be liking this movie, but I don't know, man. It's another instance where Disney just twists the story, not based off the accuracy of Greek mythology. And then Hercules' redemption arc feel rushed. Like it just feel like poor man's Smallville. Like Hercules, I know this movie is like 1 hour 30, like something like that. His redemption arc just felt rushed. Like he was trying to be normal, but people were scared of him because he destroyed everything. And then if everything was, if everyone was scared, then how did he stay in the normal city for 18 years? I don't know how that worked. His step-parents were unimportant. Like, I thought they would help him to discover himself, But nope, appear a few seconds and just depart on his adventure already. Like, the movie doesn't know what it's trying to do. Hercules' obstacle scene will rush. 2 major moments, like pretty good, but that's it. The rest were montages. Like, it felt like unearned. Like, if in my opinion, I just feel like he doesn't earn the crown to be a Hercules again, Apart from the ladies' song, the muses, the rest are pretty mediocre. I can't really remember anything from it. Hades is a forgettable villain. They actively try to make him a bad villain, a really evil bad villain, but he ends up being a bad evil villain. Megara was the cause of all problems, and it's like a metaphor of don't fall for any love because it will drag you deeper into the river of death. The love conquers all cliche, love is manipulative, and Hercules decides to be a normal man again after loving Meg? Why? You came all the way to find yourself, and then you earn the crown, and then okay, you just gotta go back to your normal life and just, okay? As if Hercules is not important to Olympus. So yeah, like I said, the movie is just so all over the place and just doesn't know what it's trying to do. Is he trying to tell Greek mythology? No. He's trying to say a fictional Greek mythology, yes, but in a weak way as well, and I don't understand what they're trying to do. So yeah, Hercules, don't like it. Mulan, great depiction of China and Asia, and accurate depiction of how women have no value in society. Like, in Asian culture, I'm not sure for the rest of the continent, but in Asian culture, if your family have boy men, they go out to fight, in a war and stuff, protect the country, but women were stuck, being forced to marry early and stuff. They don't have place in their family. And yeah, you can see Mulan try her best to prove that she can fight as well. A great selection of songs. I'll make you a man, be a man, and of course the rest of the songs are good. Great voice acting from Ming-Na Wen. Eddie Murphy being the Mushu is iconic, and of course B.D. Wong, the voice actor for Li Shang, and of course Hugo Strange from Gotham. Everyone did a fantastic job. It hits really hard as well with how the world are against you, even if you try your best, especially if you're a woman. Yeah, Ping, when she disguised as a man, Ping have to work his way to the top, something the remake failed to do. Overall, pretty good movie. It's Mulan, fantastic. Tarzan, it's a fantastic movie. I played the PS1 port of the game, the game, I did review it 2 years ago. Fantastic game. Despite some different gameplay section all the time, but the game is still charming, really fun and addicting. Yeah, Kerchak, lost her son, and then just having a stereotype against Tarzan. She just don't want Tarzan to be part of the family. Tarzan, from a small little kid to being grown up to be the Tarzan. I love the scene. I love the evolution. I love the transition from one part to another where she just swing between vines, sliding on tree, and just fighting the leopard. Everything just felt so amazing. Phil Collins cooked so well with the soundtrack. Every songs are good. Yeah, Phil Collins is the reason this movie was just perfect. I like Jane. I like the professor. I like Clayton as the villain. He was a good villain that just wouldn't stop to kidnap the animals. and his death was gruesome as well. When I watched the movie, I was like, wow, that was pretty dark, and I love it. So yeah, combination of watching the movie and then playing the game myself, I love this movie. Turk and Tantor are amazing. The stampede scene is amazing. When Turk just telling Tarzan about the hair scene, that was funny. Yeah, when the Jane baboon chase, that was funny, and that was my favorite moment as well. So yeah, Tarzan is going up the straight top tier. I'm not sure if I want to rank the Fantasia movie, because I'm not an artistic guy like Fantasia 1940 and Fantasia 2000, where they try to like use graphical animation while using music to describe music. I thought they're pretty good, but I'm not a musician guy. I don't have my knowledge into music, but hey, I love them, so I don't know if I allowed to say anymore, but I do love the remix of the soundtracks, both versions. Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about music. I'm not a musician. I don't learn the keynotes, but I just found them to be pretty charming. Anyway, as we enter the Act 2000, this is when the experiment era began, starting with Dinosaur 2000. And I gotta say, the CGI animation, the whole thing visual itself, still look well in 2025. Lots of fantastic music, a lot of emotions being invoked, and I love Aladdin, Balin and Pleo, and I love the monkey tribe as well. The background, the environment, they're using real footage or trying to digitize the characters into it. It looked pretty good. Kron is a villain that just caring about himself, and of course, everyone had to follow or get left behind. He's just ruthless. Nira tried to just go near with what was it, Aladar. Of course, Kron was not happy. They both fight, and Kron was defeated, and they all had to go on this great adventure. This is a good movie. 25 years later, still holds like a fine wine. Emperor's New Groove. Memes were the reason people love the movie. Like, if you remove the memes, I feel like the movie was just kind of all over the place. Like the movie moved too fast from one part to another. It doesn't make sense. I guess that is what the point of this movie was. Like trying to make everything makes no sense. The chase doesn't make sense. Everything just happened for no reason. I guess that's what they're trying to do. But you give it to someone to watch it for the first time, like me. I was like, was that supposed to happen? How did it happen? Like, a lot of questions flowing through your brain. What was the intention of Yzma anyway? To take over the castle? To kick out Cusco? And then what? We see her, being sad and then just pretend anyway, and then just turn the entire castle and around the empire to be her territory. What did she trying to do? We don't know. We never had any confirmation of that. Cusco is an ass. I don't like him. He's a cocky idiot. Just want to remove one of the hills to build his resort. Part of me wish that he stayed as a llama till the end, because his redemption is not worth it. Like, make him go through more challenge and obstacles. Only then, when he learned his mistake, turn him back to a good leader, human. I don't like Cusco. Feel bad for Pachado and his wife and family being dragged into this. Yeah, I don't like Cusco. Krong as well. Krong, Pacha don't deserve to be in this mess. So one could wonder just if this is like to try to regurgitate and to recycle everything from like the scrap project that is Kingdom of the Sun. Maybe that was a full package, but unfortunately that never happened, and we got Emperor's New Groove. So if you remove the meme and if you remove logic, everything just fell apart in my opinion. I don't quite like this movie. So yeah, I feel like this is a really underrated movie. I love Atlantis. Another movie that was really serious as well. When you start the movie, like the big wave that came, everyone's trying to run, and then the Atlantis being engulfed by the ocean. That was a pretty impactful scene that makes you scared and makes your heart beat. Find out what happened. Milo is a fantastic character, trying to study what happened to the city, the empire, and try to convince anyone to join them. Of course, nobody believed him until he meet this group of people. Middle part where they all have encountered danger, and we all just try to know each other. Kind of like waste too much time because eventually they just betray each other. Like the whole team betray Milo, Tatch, because they just want to steal everything. And yeah, then the movie just wasted its time to try to introduce all these side characters. Like, there's no need to do it because I'm not gonna support all of them. I love the animation, really good animation, CG animation combined with 2D. The way the camera pans around the location, oh, it's so beautiful. I love the soundtrack, gave me goosebumps. I love the history of the Atlantis, the Kida and Milo trying to discover the history, working together. The banter are adorable. Kida is so attractive, naturally attractive. I had crush on her. But too bad Disney forget her existence because the movie flopped. I wish like they extend another 20 minutes to explain the story of like Atlantis, but hey, it is what it is. Atlantis is such a good movie. Which brings us to the next good movie. Lilo Stitch is such a fantastic movie. Like, instead of like fantasy character princess, we got Lilo herself in another realistic theme, like Cinderella. She lost her parents. She tried to feed the fish with tuna sandwich because she thought that she was the reason that her parents died in an accident. You feel sad for her. Nobody likes her. Like in the dance club, nobody wants to befriend her, seeing her at a weird one. She was pretty lonely. Nani wasn't there all the time. Like, you just feel bad for her. Then Stitch arrived. A talkable character, you loved the blue guy. And Lilo found a new good friend that she could rely on. And they both worked together to try to know each other. Their relationship gets so well. The ugly duck scene hits really hard. Stitch tried to be a good guy, but his naughty self just prevent him from doing so. Of course, the social worker wanted to take away Lilo from Nani. And yeah, Nani was trying her best to keep her with her side. Pretty sad, pretty funny, and heartwarming adventure. Jumbo quickly. Not villain, they're just sometimes villain, sometimes good. They're just doing their job. And yeah, Gantu wasn't a villain either, he just come in to finish the job. He wasn't even in the remake. Jumbo was strapped evil, which defeat the whole purposes of the movie itself. So that's why. And also, Ohana means family. No one gets left behind. Simple as that. So yeah, Lilo and Stitch is a fantastic movie. Same cannot be said with Treasure Planet though. Unlike Atlantis, I don't like this movie at all. Hear me out. But I gotta say though, the animation is good. They show the potential of 2D at its peak and its finest. Showing that the 2D movies are still the best despite being overwhelmed by 3D CGI stuff by other companies. Disney still had, the team still had potential to create magical moments. But unfortunately, the story is pretty lame. Sorry. Like, you have fart jokes, like one of the characters making fart jokes. You got the quirky, weird characters, like, like the annoying pink thing that was annoying. You got a bunch of villains that you can never root for, including John Silver. Like, was he a bad guy? He's a cyborg, and Jim was pretty cautious with him. And then of course, Silver tried to give him life advice. So am I supposed to feel bad for him? Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Maybe he's a good guy, but then got caught in the mess with other villains, which actively try to get rid of the crew. Don't know, but I don't know. They try to make Silver a redeemable character, but he's also evil. The rest of the characters are pretty useless. The good characters, Amelia didn't do anything. Doppler was a comedy relief guy that makes terrible jokes, and Captain Arrow just died too quickly. So, apart from Jim, you don't really root for anyone. The adventure, well, the adventure is pretty fun. Going to the treasure planet, And the final scene, you know, the scene where try to piece everything together and try to just find the way to the planet, the entrance, is pretty cool, but the rest is just execution is pretty bad. Like I want to like this movie, but I just cannot bring myself into it. Like weak story, like so many characters I just don't like. Oh, the songs are good, but other than that, I just don't care for anything else that happened. It's like even Jim even let his silver go at the end. Like what was the point? Maybe I missed the message of this movie, but I do know it's like chart your own course, try to live a better life. But other than that, I don't understand what is hidden meaning of this movie trying to say. And yeah, I guess that's the reason the movie flopped at the box office again. Good premise, but pretty forgettable. Brother Bear. It's another forgettable movie. Two brothers, you know, the opening scene where they were hunting and stuff, living with their civilization. One still got died. Kenai got turned into a bear. He meets Koda, and the movie just kind of fall flat. It was a serious movie at the beginning, but then it just fall into this kid-friendly movie. We've seen Disney was able to do dark tones with their past movie, you know, like I mentioned, but they just couldn't do so with this one. Like I don't know what they were doing with this. Like Koda is annoying. Maybe it's just a metaphor of how little brothers can be annoying. Side characters are not memorable. And Kenai took too long to find out what happened to Koda's mom, even though it's already obvious. Yeah, Kenai decided to continue to be a bear to take care of Koda, which was weird. So you're just gonna actively abandon your civilization just to be a bear for the rest of your life? Like, are you serious? Even Phil Collins couldn't save this movie. He made great music, but the movie is pretty bad. Home on the Range. The bland story, shallow touch on the economy and corruption. The new character, the cow character, who joined in, she's hyperactive. She wants to do the right thing. Then you got this one emo cow that just hates it, and the other one was stuck in the middle. They were all three fine, typical cartoon stuff. Nothing to write on about. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty bland. Like the sheriff is just pretty much useless. The ranger guy was actually evil. Not surprising. The horse guy was just forgettable. And there's halfway through the movie there's like the rabbit that joined in. What was his purpose? No idea. They're also trying to paint like most of the male character as creepy. Like the yodeling part is good. I love the villain, how the way he sang and managed to like brainwash all the characters. That was pretty clever. But other than that, the movie is pretty boring. Chicken Little. It's like, remember when I watched it for the first time back then? I don't like the movie. Like I only watched like 30 minutes and then stopped because like I was like, what the hell is this? Because I don't get the plot of this movie. So we got this chicken guy. He was a coward. He's insecure. He's defenseless. People make fun of him. Even his family. And you know, it's like this movie was just mean-spirited. Like it's just trying to make fun of those weak introvert character until the alien arrive, and the movie was just all over the place. It's trying to like be a bully, light-hearted movie, but no, turns out it's an alien movie. So weird for like a Disney movie. Like you think it's like Pixar or someone else to do this topic, but no. Chicken Little is just a 3D movie that didn't age well. Like how did Dinosaur from 2000 still age well in some ways or another, but not like Chicken Little? I don't know what this movie is trying to do. So yeah, Chicken Little suck. Next up is somewhat of a better movie, Meet the Robinsons. Louis trying to find out the truth about why his mom abandoned him and he became an orphan. Ends up being visited by his descendant from the future, who took him into the future, meeting all these weird characters. It all doesn't make sense, but when you watch till the end, it's all coming together like a fine wine. And wow, the plot twist really caught me off guard. Like I didn't expect. You know, when I first watched it, I was like, Man, why these characters are so weird? Why is there a dinosaur? Why is there a frog singing? And why would all these characters just acting so weird? But then when you watch the movie longer, it was all Louis. Result of Louis just being, himself. I like the plot twist. It really caught me off guard, and it kind of make me cry because of like everything coming together like a happy ending. Keep moving forward, That got me choked up. Villain twist is stupid. Like, oh, because Lewis was working on his project every night, he couldn't get enough sleep, lose the baseball game, and somehow wasn't being adopted. Like, that was so stupid. And then he became the villain to take revenge on Lewis. That was really, really dumb. I don't know how did they came up with this villain story, because it feels so ridiculous. Stupidly ridiculous that it's not funny. Like, also the whole whole mission is that Lewis want to go back in time to find the mother and ask why she left him. He never did so. Like, I understand the topic, like keep moving forward, but I want, even if I were to be Lewis, I want a proper conclusion to my previous life. Like, okay, she might not turn back his decision to take back me, to re-adopt me, but hey, I want my closure. I want to know why you abandoned me. Is there any reason? I'm sure there is a good reason, but he never did so. He just watched it all play out again. I just want the closure in my life. I don't care if she like picks me up again or abandons me. I just want the conclusion. Something that he never did. So yeah, because that was his entire goal of the movie. It was just a meh movie. Boat. Another forgettable movie. Penny adopts a dog. They both join a TV show in Hollywood. I wonder if this is like trying to be a shameless for Hollywood. Penny was separated from the dog because the director wanted to make a show based on Penny alone. The dog thought she's in big trouble and she's on a road trip quest to get back at the studio to find Penny. It's a pretty boring movie. He was joined by a black cat and like a hamster ball thing. The side characters are annoying. The whole story was pretty boring. There's no real tension at all. There's no real villain at all. The real villain is probably the fire in the climatic battle. But that's it. Other than that, it's like a TV show. It's just Penny was shooting for a TV show. There was no sense of danger. There was a misunderstanding. Both caused big trouble along the way. Yeah. The trailer makes it feel like Bolt has superpower to take on danger, but no, that's not the case. He's just a normal, ordinary white dog that just on a road trip. Yeah, pretty boring movie. And now we enter the final era of the movie that I'm gonna talk about, the revival era. This was when the movie started to get good again since 1999 or 2002. A great return to form of what makes Disney movies so good. A really great Disney movie about princess, and yeah, also the last 2D movie that uses original IP, like a standalone new IP, new idea. The last movie to use 2D animation, and it looks so good. A return to form to like Disney production, what make Disney so respectable for their product. This is a really deep movie. Real life can be cruel. Tiana tried to just earn money, working all these jobs to try to find enough money to open her own restaurant. Of course, she got a couple days before someone else buy the rent, the house, the shop lots, and she gonna earn money. And yeah, because Naveen is like a lazy guy who never get a job, and it's pretty interesting character. Tiana and Naveen from two different worlds, when they came together, create a fantastic funny sparks. Tiana and Naveen, two different worlds, and fate forces them to break apart. And the really great lesson of dig deeper about to find out about what you want, what you really want. You dig deeper to find it out. Lots of great humor, lots of adult humors that the crowd will love. A really good villain from Dr. Facilier. Yeah, when a lot of people were upset that the movie was just because the movie forced both of the characters to become a frog, but I thought the banter between those two when they're frog form were good. Good number of musical songs. All characters are really likable. Ray, the firefly, Louis, the alligator, and the bayou lady. The climactic battle was good. Also doesn't shy away from the fact that life can be cruel, with the fact that Ray dies and didn't return. A rare occurrence in Disney's movie, That really made me cry. I haven't cried for a long time since watching Disney movie, but this scene made me cry. And yeah, a really entertaining movie from start to finish, and you just want to keep on watching to the end. Not boring, not a slog, and not monotonous. It's just they find the perfect pace to keep the ball rolling, and they did a fantastic job. Princess and the Frog deserve a top tier ranking. Tangled, and this was like 50th motion picture for Disney's animation studio. Walt Disney Animation Studio, and knock it out of the park again. Oh my goodness, another deep story about how you don't want to let your inner demon lock you in your old house, and you want to go out and see the better world outside. Rapunzel begs her kidnapper Mother Gertrude to let her out, but the Mother Gertrude just never let her do so. It's kind of like similar to Hunchback, both Quasimodo and Rapunzel were stuck inside the house and trying to get out to the real world, but their manipulator, their caretaker, just don't want to let them do it. It's like, yeah, Gertrude is like Frollo, a nasty manipulator to keep Rapunzel stay at the tower. A metaphor of fighting the forces within. Really, really good theme. And as a result, Rapunzel is just so quirky, just drawing the stuff. She's just playing around with her hair. She's just so crazy. She's so adorable. Charming setting in the location. We got Flynn Rider being a really, really great character. Not like the prince that would rescue the princess for once. In fact, he was the one that got in the most trouble and stumbled across the tower and found Rapunzel, who being hit with a frying pan. Frying pan is the best weapon. And yeah, it's like definition of touching grass for Rapunzel meeting the real world. She was so excited for everything on a great chase quest, trying to run for everyone. She's just so adorable. She's also charming. The movie is just, it makes you so cute, and you just want to keep on watching. It's a tough decision to make the choice in real life. Like, Rapunzel wonder if she make the right choice to leave the tower or to just stay there. She had her doubt, and Flynn being the motivator to make her go for it, just to see the lantern. And yeah, Rapunzel, not a dancer in distress. Yeah, really, really good movie. Really, really enjoyed the theme. A movie that resonated well with me. It's like Hunchback, but lighthearted slightly. And yeah, for once, Rapunzel's parents are alive when they meet in the end. So, yay! Yeah, of course, the birth of that unpopular opinion meme. A really dark ending for Gertrude, who just reduced to nothing. That was interesting. Fantastic animation and great set of songs. What's not to like with Gertrude? What's not to like with Rapunzel and Flynn and Gertrude? Tangled, the movie is so good. Never make movie like this anymore, don't they? Winnie the Pooh. I'm not gonna spend too much time on Winnie the Pooh. Like, it's Winnie the Pooh. Like, I know Winnie the Pooh. I watched Winnie the Pooh. I watched this movie. It's like, yay, it's Winnie the Pooh. I like it. I like the song. I watch it, and that's it. Nothing groundbreaking. There are different segments. They sing different songs, going on the adventure, and that's about it. It's like Kirby There are no bad Kirby games. There are no, just like there's no bad Winnie the Pooh movies and media. Everything are watchable. And yeah, nothing bad. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. It's serviceable. Wreck-It Ralph is a fantastic movie. Being a video game fan myself, this movie has a special place in my heart. Fourth favorite movie behind Tarzan, Lilo and Stitch, and of course Little Mermaid. This movie is so good. It paid tribute to arcade days, a lot of arcade games reference, and you just, if you play video game, you'll be delighted by all the references. This movie is just so good, I just love the reference to all the video games. I love the characters. Ralph is a very relatable guy. Like, he is a bad guy in the game, but he wonder if he's the bad guy or, that's what he want to do. He want to earn a medal to prove that he's not a bad guy. He is a good guy that can contribute to society. And of course, he brought his way into Sugar Rush and meets the adorable Vanellope, who also had her own problem. The both characters, Vanellope keep glitching around, Ralph trying to find the issue. King Dead Candy is very shady. Yeah, I really like the setting. The movie was not boring, and also the fact that the movie also taught the term going turbo away. The character live their own arcade game and ends up causing the game to be unplayable and ends up getting the game shut down. You don't want to go turbo because that is very bad. So yeah, Ralph on his way to try to prove that he's not a bad guy ends up being a bad guy himself. It's like the metaphor. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. You're bad in someone else's book doesn't mean you're bad to begin with. That's a really, really good lesson to learn that, people hate you, but that doesn't mean you are bad. You live your life, ignore them, just show that you are worthy to be a good guy. Really like it, really like the plot twist. I did not expect King Candy to be turbo. I was like, what? How did that happen? I seriously did not expect King Candy to be the villain too. And of course the Cyborg thing, how he ruined the entire arcade game, that was pretty intense. And Ralph doing, accept the fact that he might be a bad guy, but that doesn't mean he will stop him from doing the right thing for once. Pretty good movie. Really great banter between Vanellope and Ralph, and of course Felix and Calhoun, and of course a bunch of fantastic references. Before video games movie were cool, we got this. This movie is perfect. Ralph breaks the internet. They have 6 years to make the sequel, and they screwed up. They bastardized Ralph to be a creepy guy who couldn't let go of Vanellope. Like, he was so obsessed with her, he just wouldn't let her go, and even put in a virus just so he could be with her. That was a messed up thing. Like, all the things we learned from Ralph, in the first movie, it feels like they undone it in the sequel, and they screwed it up here. And as a result, the movie was hard to watch. And of course, the whole going turbo thing, pretty much forgotten. Like, Sugar Rush, Vanellope left her game. She was the princess of the game. She left it, nothing happened. While they try to find the steering wheel, Ralph left his game, nothing happened. Are you serious? It's like they just threw the term out the window and now the game is playable without the main character, which was, okay, what? Are you serious? So yeah, the whole internet culture thing was stupid. Like, the character internet, oh my god, you don't go on the internet. You make weird faces, you make unboxing video, you make funny videos, and thinking that you will make a million views and go viral. That is so 2008. When back then you can just upload everything. Not in this day and age. If you do that, nobody will watch at all. It's like, I don't know, with Disney trying to play the catch-up game with the internet culture, but they're just like a decade behind and failed to make YouTube internet as charming as it is, trying to make it as representable as it is. A lot of other references, like people complain about the sponsorship and the other plug and all the product placement, but I just don't care about it. I mean, other than that, the two problems I mentioned, I thought the movie was good. I thought I liked the opening scene up to the point when they were able to find the steering wheel in eBay. I consider that to be the end of the movie. And then the bonus part I would add was like, when Penelope coming across the princess, that was adorable. Like, we never had the princess interacting with each other until this movie, this scene. It's so iconic, when Penelope meeting everyone. So that was so charming. That was like probably the second best scene from the movie. And that's it. Everything else can be erased and no value will be lost. The movie was just bad. I can see why it's bad, but not as bad as what I think it is. There's some redeemable value, but not good enough to be good. And that's the reason Rich Moore left the company after like few months the movie came out. It's like just a middle finger to everyone who loved the first movie. Don't expect a third movie. Big Hero 6. I like the concept of like combining San Francisco with Tokyo. San Francisco, that was a pretty good combination to blend both the culture together, like seemingly like a utopia. That's really good. Fantastic animation to differentiate Disney movie from Pixar. Like ever since Wreck-It Ralph or like should I say Tangled, they really were able to like hit bangers after bangers, send out bangers after bangers of great movies, and managed to show that they could rival Pixar and other companies out there. It feels like an MCU movie because Disney bought the rights to the character from Marvel themselves, and they were able to make a good use of it. Hero Hamada is likable. He lost his direction when he lost his brother in an explosion, but found Baymax to guide him. With technology being so futuristic, this movie won't age well at all. I won't be surprised if you see like microbots being a real thing in a couple years time. Hiro Hamada is a smart guy. He invented all this technology stuff. Really cool, really fascinating character with a weakness as well. And then of course hero friends are pretty interesting, but unfortunately don't have much purposes due to movie length. Like I only like the Fred, the geeky science guy, and Go-Go, the emo girl. They're two of my favorite characters. I mean, there's also Honey, Lemon, and Wasabi, but like I said, the movie just go on too fast that they don't have time to develop the two characters. Yeah, that's about the only thing about it. Baymax is interesting. Obviously, it was geared towards the kids, just like Stitch. I like it. It's a charming movie. I can see why they appeal to it. But other than that, the villain plot twist is pretty bare bones. Like I knew Callahan was the villain from the get-go. Like, the way he just trying to point Alistair Cree as the bad guy feels like something suspicious going on. And what I was expecting, Callahan to be within a bigger conspiracy and motive, like pulling in Hero and Tadashi brother to just conquer the world, use them as a motive as a chest to build a bigger weapon, dangerous weapon, but that never happened. Tadashi just died for nothing, he's just so dumb in the explosion, and Callahan just wants revenge for his daughter. Like, we all know Alistair Cree was evil, but Callahan was the real villain, which was bad. The writing is bad. Alistair Cree created a portal, sent Callahan's daughter into it. It went wrong, and now he won his revenge on Cree. The plot just felt a little bit too forced and just not much substance to it. I was expecting some collaboration between Cal and Cree. They work together to create a weapon of mass destruction, but it never happened. The friends join Hero to form a team, but mostly fumbling it until the last moment, which which were most wasted potentials. Like I want to see the characters, side characters, to be as good as Baymax and Hero, but they just kind of like comedic relief and just wasted their screen time for it. Yeah, it's a really good opening, but then the villain side is could leave a lot to be desired. Also, Stan Lee appeared at the end. It seems like applying for his potential sequel, but hey, we never get it. Yeah, pretty good movie, better than Frozen 1 and 2 for sure. Moana, which I feel like is a pretty bad movie, a pretty mediocre movie. Everyone else, all the princesses, have their flaws and have to overcome their flaws to be who they are at the end of their movies. Moana just was like perfect. When she was little and when she grew, she just want to leave the ocean. And when she do leave the ocean, she have no weaknesses. She has no weakness. She have no phobia. She's not scared of anything. She's just perfect. Like perfect princess from the get-go. Just feels so boring. You know, like the only reason she was not allowed to go to the ocean was because her dad don't let him do it. But other than that, there's no any character trait that make her interesting. She's just there. Okay, she was the chosen one. Go for it. She was the perfect one. That's it. I don't know. Like she just no flaws. You know, with Snow White being too kind and fall for the trap. Cinderella be just breaking her shoe. A slipper. Aurora just thinking that he was meeting the wrong person. Ariel, you know, trying to adapt to the real world. Tangled, you know, Rapunzel trying to go outside to the real world. Even you know Elsa, if the moon was bad, at least Elsa had flaws that make her interesting. Anna as well, despite her flaws, makes her interesting as well. Nothing for Moana. She's just perfect, all perfect, no scared of ocean, nothing to be worried about. She's just perfect. And then she got no real challenge at all. Like the ocean pretty much pulled her back onto the ship. She like no threat of just dying, anything. That's it. That was it. She didn't have to learn anything because, like I said, the ocean helps her all the time. The nature helps her, and that's it. She just be a princess for nothing. She's just so perfect that she's just nothing to talk about. Like seriously, what? Maui is mid. I don't like how he's just so arrogant and just so cocky, and it's also bad enough that Dwayne Johnson is the voice actor. Like no offense to him, you know, I respect what he's trying to do for his voice acting because I will never be as good as him. But man, they could have picked someone else better. Like I don't know, Vin Diesel or I don't know, Dave Bautista, because Dwayne Johnson just, I don't know how to describe it. I just cannot take his voice seriously. You know, like whenever he makes those jokes and be funny, like I don't know, I just cannot take him seriously. He was supposed to be this big tough guy that saved the world, you know, in a crisis, something like that. But when you watch him in a comedy relief, and I don't like that. I just find it to be pretty weird, and like he just doesn't fit well with the character at all. Also like the fact that Maui was scared of the heart. Like, you know, in the beginning he stole the hearts from like what Taki stole the heart of Tafiti, and then the demon god just beat him away. And I think that's why he was scared of the returning it. You know, I was expecting like a twist, like Moana bring it back and ends up reigniting a long time curse, but that's not the case. So I guess that was pretty shallow for Maui to be afraid of the heart gem thing. So yeah, the Maui was disowned by his family. He stole the hearts for the gods, which was okay. That's it. That was pretty shallow as well. And then of course, like the whole island just running out of supply, you know, like everything magically restore itself once the Moana restore the gem onto Tafiti. Like all the problem gone, like fish coming back to the side of the ocean, you know, the coconuts all bearing fruits. Is it becoming Utopia? It feels like it's just everything just, oh, she put the heart back, happy ending. Just feel pretty shallow. But I gotta admit though, the whole tropical island around the Polynesia island territory is pretty good. The animation is awesome, the surrounding is exotic, and the song, you know, doing Johnson, "You're welcome," is good. Moana voice is pretty good, but other than that, pretty weak movie. Finally, Zootopia. This is a certified classic. You know, say what you want about how the movie is not, you know, accurate like the real world and stuff, you know, just how the animal allegory just so shallow, just pale in comparison to the real world. If you turn off your brain and watch it like it's trying to send a message about how, you know, racial issue is a serious thing, you know, without comparing the real world, this is a surprisingly good movie. You know, Judy Hopps, a rabbit, a bunny, who strive to be the best, trying to change the world, to be the best cop in the Zootopia Police Department. She's so determined that she will never stop trying, and she won't fail. It's like, and then of course, like the whole fox, you know, just bullying Judy, but that doesn't stop her. She's seen enough, and she thought she could take over the world. Of course, that's not the case when she see Zootopia. You know, about a social issue about prey and predator, but Judy thinks you can change the world by being a good cop. Even then, Chief Bogo just gave her a job to become the parking meter lady, and yeah, she just feels so alone. Like, nobody likes her. Everyone just hates her because she's a bunny. Even at her house, the neighbor just hates her. Everyone just never seems to care about her. Yeah, but other than that, she never stopped believing, and she managed to crack a case by catching Duke Wizardton, and then engulfed in a bigger case where she had to find a missing person. And of course, you know, came across Nick Wow, a scammer who literally just managed to avoid tax and doing all crime, caught by Judy, and they both become the best partner in crime. I love the two banter. They're just so adorable when they go to get along together. You know, Nick Wow making fun of her, Judy also coming back at her. That was adorable with your fight. I just love to watch them arguing, and of course they help each other. And of course the sloth scene. That was the funniest moment ever. I was laughing so hard. Just the scene never gets old. I just like how, you know, they just type so slow. He talks so slow that the sky turned nighttime outside. That was funny. Yeah, I like Nick and Judy. They constantly outsmarting each other, trying to get closer to the case. Really good buddy cop drama movie. You know, if you turn off your brain, like I said, you won't be disappointed, because the movie gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, building up a bigger twist, and of course, Judy just saying that all predators are bad for the DNA, which angers Nick Wilde, and causes the entire city to plunge into chaos. And of course, you know, prey and predator, just because you're prey doesn't mean you're good. And of course, a subtle dig at the political environment, how, you know, Chairman Mayor Bellwether was the culprit all along, the toxic flower, and just to make predator feel bad. Like, the prey are so innocent that they would just go out there and just make predator look even more bad, just to show you that just because you are prey doesn't mean that you are any good. You have to be careful with your surrounding, with people you trust. Yeah, don't compare with the real world. It is a lot of flaws to it, I'm gonna admit. There are a lot of flaws, a lot of stinkers when you compare with the real world. But if you turn it off, you know, turn off the real world and watch the movie, it's a magical movie. Whole police team being corrupted, political theme, the racial theme, or just on the shallow level, you know, because, you know, it's Disney. You know, if they went back with the original script, it will be dark and they could talk about it. But as it is, Zootopia is a perfect movie, and this is coming from a guy who's not a furry. I'm not a furry, and I'm proud to say Zootopia is a masterpiece. And I'm hoping that Zootopia 2 will be good. Please be good, please. Where do I begin? This movie is all the place. Like, okay, the animation are good. You know, the snow backdrop, the snow environment, they look clean, and you feel like you want to go play snow, make snowman. You know, the cozy vibe to it. I gotta give credit to them. The songs are great. For the first time in forever. Love is Open Door, the summer song sang by Olaf. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. I thought that was a good song. Yes, despite being overplayed multiple times over the years. I thought the song was pretty good. But that's it. That you know, a song about not about empowerment and motivation. It's about embracing your weakness and just face it and accept it as part of your life and make good use of it. But that's about it. Everything else is just myths. Like, I don't know what this movie's trying to do. So let's start with like, you know, Elsa was born with a snow power, and her parents like wouldn't tell Anna about it, and also telling Elsa to keep it to herself. Like, that was bad parenting right there. That was the biggest problem. Like, what kind of parents like, oh, that's the problem now. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone. We can't do anything. Neither will you. So keep it to yourself. Like, the parents should be blamed for causing Elsa to be the way she will be eventually. And then they all die. The parents die, leaving Elsa to shut herself forever. And Anna, being a sister, couldn't do anything. You know, you just gotta feel for Anna though, who try to you know, try to find out the problem, try to face it together. But of course Elsa just can't do it. It's just, you know, after the accident, she just don't want to face Anna. It's like, just because the trolls, you know, the stone thing told Elsa parents to shut her in, doesn't mean they had to listen to them. I just wonder if the stones are the villains. So yeah, Elsa can only control her power with her emotion, which of course failed and turned the town into a winter lair. She ran away and sung Let It Go to accept who she really is with her flaws, which on paper sound good, but wow. Like I said, you know, it's not about empowerment, not about motivation to make yourself feel stronger. It's about song to accept your flaws and be who you are. And it's song that resonates well with me. The song is just so good. I can see why. So yeah, you know, it's about accepting your weakness. And we see Elsa let it go and build herself her own palace. And then she just shot herself again. Like getting out of the cage and building another cage to lock herself in again. What was the point? You saying all of that? I thought she would accept it, but no, she shot herself and just hide there. Are you serious? She made her own palace and then refused to accept anyone else. Even when Anna, you know, tried to advise her, and then Elsa freezes her heart. What the hell, Elsa? What? And then of course, Elsa was still stuck in a dilemma. What was the point? What was the point of that? You let it go, but ends up bringing it back again. Like, she just feels insecure if that's what the movie's trying to show. And then of course, you know, like, not saying that Elsa is in the wrong, Anna also in the wrong. You know, Elsa, nobody understands Elsa. And Anna also just being stubborn with her boyfriend, trying to marry right away. Both are in the wrong side as well. Also, I don't know though, I can't feel bad for Elsa. Like, she had this problem, she locked herself in, we never see her again until Anna come across her, and then of course throw her out the castle. Like, Anna was the one that stole the show, and I wish she was the real princess. Anna was really annoying, she's just so stubborn, she wouldn't listen to anyone, just delusional. And when she just came across Kristoff, she just also that's pretty annoying as well. feel like they just don't have time to develop two characters more. And I'd rather watch Anna just bickering about her life rather than just watching Elsa just hide in the ice palace. Of course, you know, Han, the guy that Anna came across, they both quickly marry. They want to plan to marry. When Anna get back, Han turns out to be the villain, suddenly in the end, which was forced. Yeah, don't know what they're trying to do with it. Elsa was captured back at her town. And then, of course, love conquers all, where Elsa tried to unfreeze Anna. That was probably a good scene, but yeah. There's also people saying that Elsa was meant to be a villain. I don't know, the movie was, maybe it would be better as the villain, but from what I've seen, she said she wanted to let it go, and then just run away, and then she refused to see anyone. Like, what was the point? What was everything wrong with this song? What was this message of this movie? You know, I like the part in the animation, the songs are good. I like how, you know, Anna is just making fun of Disney movie, like how the first guy you met will be your true love, and it isn't for Anna, and she punched him into the water. That was funny. Olaf is forgettable. Don't really care for Olaf. Yeah, I feel like they just underdeveloped all the characters. Like, they try to stuff everything in like 1 hour 40 minutes, and just fail to do so. It's just so boring, and just, yeah, I can't watch this. It's just I see why people love it, but I just don't like it. It's pretty mid. The good things, the first 20 minutes were great. You know, where they just singing a scene. You know, where they were happy and they were so confident that their castle, the kingdom, will be here forever. That was cute. And of course, Anna at the end of the movie being a queen. That's it. That's all I can say. The animation, nothing to write home about. We already seen what the movie could provide in Frozen 1 anyway, so the animation here wasn't that special. The movie is boring. That's all I gotta say. The enchanted forest spirits being awakened, and they all have to find the truth, leaving the trolls to take over the town again, which I'm sure it will be a bad idea, and I'm sure Frozen 3 will be where the villains were the trolls. Once again, nobody seems to learn anything from the first movie. Everyone just seems to be retconned. No one remember anything. The characters were reduced to like the first movie counterpart. They don't know how to behave, and yeah, or just like Ralph breaks the internet way. No one seems to learn anything, and yeah, Elsa keep pushing everyone away just to search for the truth. What she already gone through in the first movie. You know, she ran away. She ended up causing big problem. She did it again. Here in Frozen 2, you know, yes, if Anna was not allowed to be the sidekick to support her, you know, her sister was not allowed to be near the big sister. She even pushed Anna down the waterfall and never to be seen again. The Olaf recap is cringy. Like, I don't like the recap. Most jokes were felt forced since the story was pretty boring, and they thought adding jokes would redeem it. It doesn't. It's pretty bad. You know, Elsa doing everything on her own, lose power, and causes Olaf to die. I don't feel sad at all. It just, it happened. Oh, okay, good. Doesn't really hit me. Like, Kristoff was barely in it. It's like, Kristoff was never to be seen until the end of the movie. The Mary subplot didn't go anywhere until the end. There was even like a cut song where Anna and Kristoff sang, which was good, but they left it out. What were they thinking? Anna fighting for herself, not because Elsa wants her to, but because she was forced to. People, you know, they just use the bullshit topic that is people grew apart, and so people will do their own thing. The bullshit like Ralph breaks the internet. It's like Elsa wanted to stay at Arendelle, but then because a voice told her to, she decided to leave, as if it's a bad excuse to keep her away from Arendelle, the place that she wanted to be since the first movie. And if you watch the behind the scenes, on Disney Plus, you'll find out that even the writer themselves don't even know what they were doing with the plot. Like they don't even know who was the voice to begin. They just slapped on the voice being Elsa's mom because Elsa's mom saved Elsa's dad, and all the chain reaction happened. Elsa's grandfather was the villain, which was a bad plot twist. Anna destroyed the water bridge and ends up, just saving everyone. Really bad. Like there's this two group of people that came across in the forest. They were never mentioned again. Like they were seemingly important. They were never brought up again. Like they just what I don't know. That Frozen 2 was just fucking bad. Like I was hoping that Frozen 2 could be good, Frozen 1 was pretty mid. I thought Frozen 2 could be better, but no, it was trash. Frozen 2 was forced. They forced it on Elsa to make her go away, to find a place in Atol Holland, to make her where she really belonged, to be the fifth spirit, to save the day, to force a dumb narrative that not only ruined her character, but the whole Frozen universe. It's just so out of touch with everything. It's like they don't even understand. They never watched the first movie to begin with. I understand. Friendship grows apart. People will move on to the bigger thing. Just like in Ralph Breaks the Internet. The good concept but bad execution. They just forced the character to be separated for no apparent reason. In the first movie, she spent years being separated on the other side of the door, Elsa. And both Elsa and Anna want to be together again. They did in the end of the movie. And then in Frozen 2, you separated them again? What the fuck? The entire point of the first movie was to, sister love and try to reconnect with each other. But then Frozen 2 just split them apart again. Like melted ice cream. No closure. There's nothing. There's no plot. There's no setting. There's no climax. There's no tension. There's no drama. There's no progress. There's no development. There's no Frozen 2 to begin with. So many problems in the movie. Now I'm kind of skeptical with Frozen 3. It might not be good. It won't be surprised if it's not good. Frozen 2 is fucking trash. Frozen 2. Oh boy. How did they screw this up is beyond my comprehension. Wish 100th anniversary trash. Asha just gets upset because Magnifico don't want to make her grandpa wish come true, and she just rebel and fight Magnifico, who's not a real villain. She beats him, and just that was it. Of course, the terrible picture, visual, and the script that sounded like an AI. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, that's all my thoughts on all the movies that I watched from past till then. I wish I could talk about the Disney classic movies, but like I said, I'm from the different era, so it's not fair for me to talk about it. We'll keep it simple and we'll come back next time for it. So yeah, hopefully, Disney is not in a good shape for a couple years now. Hopefully they can get back to where they are. If not, fine. Just want to show that I'm a Disney fan from the past, for the present, and for the future. Let me know your opinion on this video. If you watched to the end, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you all for Zootopia 2.